The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Company C is Drill Sergeant Leah Walker from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The soldier leader of the cycle for Company C and the highest scorer on the end of cycle physical fitness test, scoring 346 points on the extended scale, is Private First Class Nikita Williford from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The soldier of the cycle for Company C is Private Marcel Woods from Waukegan, Illinois. The highest score in basic rifle marksmanship for Company C, hitting 38 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private Walfredo Serrano from Humacao, Puerto Rico. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Company D is Drill Sergeant James Wilson from Salisbury, North Carolina. The soldier leader of the cycle for Company D is Private Sean Malott from Fayetteville, North Carolina. The soldier of the cycle for Company D is Specialist Donald Ellison from Savannah, Georgia. The highest score in basic rifle marksmanship for Company D, hitting 39 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private First Class William Brazell from Vancouver, Washington. Score on the end of cycle physical fitness test for Company D, scoring 300 out of a possible 300 points, is Private Thomas Medina Jr. from La Pryor, Texas. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Company E is Drill Sergeant Mark Duryea from Denver, Colorado. The soldier leader of the cycle for Company E is Private First Class Claudius Gray from Columbia, Maryland. The soldier of the cycle for Company E is Private First Class Algeria Daniels from Miramar, Florida. The highest score in basic rifle marksmanship for Company E, hitting 39 out of a possible 40 targets, is Private First Class Kyle Smith from Riverside, California. Score on the cycle physical fitness test for Company E, scoring 320 points on the extended scale, is Private Cody Moen from Spokane, Washington. For exceptional professionalism and dedication to excellence in support of the accomplishment of the unit's total mission, the battalion recognizes Mr. Mark Szynski. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, an armed forces warrior and family member of a graduating soldier in Charlie Company will re-enlist in the United States Navy.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the oath of enlistment is read to Chief Petty Officer Don Kessler from the Naval Air Station, Fort Worth, Texas.
Please raise your hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Don Kessler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
both foreign and domestic,
both foreign and domestic,
and that I bear true faith
that I bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I will obey the orders
that I will obey the orders
of the President of the United States
of the President of the United States
and the officers appointed over me
and the officers appointed over me
according to regulations
according to
and
regulations
the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel J.C. Glick.
General Combs, Colonel Hernandez, Sergeant Major Benson, Sergeant Major Dooley, veterans, distinguished guests, family and friends, welcome to 239 graduation of Companies Charlie, Delta, and Echo. Thank you for being here on this great day. So yesterday, my executive officer, who's the guy who's the commander of troops, he's over there on your left, the tall guy in front. This is his last graduation as my executive officer. And he came to me and he said, "Sir, if I could make one request for my last one. Sir, your speeches are absolutely spectacular. They evoke so much emotion in me. I sometimes weep openly when I hear your words. You're inspiring, you're motivating, and truthfully, sir, I could listen to you for hours. But tomorrow, sir, it's supposed to be hot. And for my final request, sir, what I'd like is if you could just make it short. You know, sir, it's my sacrifice, but it's for these soldiers who are wearing these wool hats, these black wool hats. And if you could just make it short, sir, I will come into your office afterward and listen to you speak all day long. No. Actually, what he said was, "Sir, it's going to be hot, make it short." So, Major D, I'm going to make it short. The first thing I'm going to say, I'm basically going to tell you one thing, and I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice, and then we're going to move out. And I'm going to tell you, you know I'm going to be short because you can't tell 239, but I have no notes. I have no written speech. So everything I tell you is just going to come from my heart. So the first thing I'm going to say is 10 weeks ago you stood out on this field during my in-brief. I welcomed you to 239. And I told you that I wasn't going to thank you for being here. Because the truth is, you hadn't done anything yet. Though I may have used some more colorful language. I told you that there are no points for making a promise. There are only points for following through on that promise. That in the Army, we worry about acts, not words. We worry about deeds, not words. I told you that I wasn't going to thank you for being here and raising your right hand, even though you only represent 1% of the population that did that. That many of you wouldn't be standing here today. And if you look to your right and left, you'll see that they aren't. Many of your peers fell out almost immediately or along the way. I told you that I wouldn't thank you just for raising your right hand until you would actually accomplish something. Well, I'm a man of my word. Today you stand as an elite group of people. You know that many of you didn't make it. And you represent the strong. So thank you for making it. Thank you for making sure that the first adult decision in your life was to serve your nation during a time of war. Thank you for volunteering to take on one of the toughest professions the world has ever seen and be a professional warrior. And thank you for being part of the greatest army the world has ever seen. So just like you, when you took your oath and made your promise, you followed through. I told you I'd say thank you here, and I did. I followed through. So now for some advice. I'm going to tell you 3 things. The first thing I'm going to tell you is be proud. There are going to be people that say, well, it's basic training graduation. Everybody graduates basic training. Yeah, not so, and you know that to be the case. What you've accomplished is something that most people will never even attempt. You are a special group of young men and women. Not only